Long-range scanners are back online, Captain Doza.
Well done, Niku.
Oh, thank you, Captain. Here, Kaz, allow me.
Dangerous material marked by oxygen.
What is this? Someone is trying to contact us.
The First Order found me and attacked my ship. My oxygen levels are dangerously low. Life support won't last long. I'm transmitting coordinates of my current location.
A distress call. We have to help.
No, hold on. That could be a trap.
Well, that's true, but what if it's not?
Given our location, another ship passing by would be very unlikely. Statistically speaking, she will die out there.
It could be risky.
I'll go. And Niku can stay and keep fixing until I get back.
Of course. I do not need to sleep.
Be quick about it. We need you back here right away.
And do yourself a favor and take someone who can use a blaster.
Other than me? What? I've been practicing. All right, fine.
Good luck! Try not to disintegrate anyone!
Thank you, Niku.
Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy far from sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and you're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 71. Today we're circling back to season 2 of Star Wars Resistance with episode 5, The Engineer. Unfortunately, Little T couldn't join me today, but the show must go on, and we are going to be talking a couple things before we dive into episode 5 of Star Wars Resistance. Okay, so first up, Matrix Resurrection trailer. I am so excited for this. That dropped, I think, last Thursday, and wow, that was fantastic. A lot of debate on the old interwebs if this is a reboot, is this a soft reboot, where does it fall? Could it be a complete Matrix iteration reboot? Who knows? But all I know is it looks really cool. Obviously, there's this part where Trinity doesn't recognize Neo, and we have like a younger Morpheus, and there's all these kind of things. So some people are thinking that it falls between Matrix 1 and 2, but also at the end, of Matrix 3, the Matrix is kind of reset. So who knows? Maybe this is another iteration of Neo. Yeah, there's so many possibilities, but visually it looks fantastic. It looks fun. And it, again, back in 1999, The Matrix was ridiculously amazing. And it just was one of those films that like you had to see over and over again. And so I'm hoping that Matrix 4 is like that. It would be cool to, again, not only get a little bit more modern in the filmmaking process, but just, to carry on the story and everything. So I think that would be fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to that. I think that it comes out at the end of December, which is great. So instead of Star Wars, got a little Matrix, and super excited for that. What If continues to deliver. So last week it was zombies. So not as deep as the Doctor Strange one was, but this one, again, there was a comic book line that was done by Robert Kirkman. He is famous for Invincible and obviously The Walking Dead. He knows his zombies. There's this whole comic line about zombies. But it looks like with this plot, it was that the superheroes had some cognitive ability after they became zombies. How this story goes real quick is just that when Hank Pym brings back his wife, she kind of brings back this virus, and then they all turn to zombies, and the Avengers get zombies, and there's all these things, and so there's just a couple of them left, It's super fun. I love these things. I love how they, play on everything. And, we had Spider-Man trying to help out and keep everything together. And then we have this really cool part with Vision and Wanda that's super unique. And yeah, it's just fun. It's just a fun. I really enjoyed this episode. Got to see Cap as a zombie and that's kind of on the title thing, but whatever. It is cool. If you're not checking out What If, I think it's a fun little variance in the MCU, but I really think they're training our brains for bigger things that are going to be happening with this Phase 4, and so I think that's going to start with the Spider-Man movie and continue in with the Doctor Strange movie. So the end, maybe a little Eternals. I'm really clueless on Eternals. I don't know where I sit with that. I'm not even sure, but I'll go see it. Yeah, it's What If is really cool. I really enjoy what they're doing. I like kind of the straight up replacement, kind of like, this person replaces this person, which is kind of cool. But I also like these kind of this one with zombies, and yeah, there's this really cool part at that. I won't spoil it, but if you have to check it out, you have to check it out. It's fun. Another trailer came out, Hawkeye. Holy cow! So this is coming now. I don't think they officially gave a date. They said holiday season. So so Hawkeye is another Disney Plus show that, again, a small series where we get to see a little bit after it looks like Infinity War, and he's got to pay, when he was Ronin, and he was enraged. It looks like there's some leftover business that has to be taken care of, and so it looks really, really cool. It should be fun, and excited to see where it goes. Again, it's a trailer. You're supposed to get excited. I got excited. There's explosions and arrows and all this kind of stuff, and it should be a really, really cool show. And they're really nailing that small screen vibe with these kind of deeper character things. So I'm interested to see where they take Hawkeye and all that stuff. So took a couple days off for my birthday. So appreciate all the birthday shout outs on the old interwebs. But yeah, took a couple days off. Got to kick off the football season with my boys on Thursday night, which was nice. Friday was my actual birthday, and we did a bunch of running around, and then we had like 2 birthday parties this weekend. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. But then I took Monday off, which was a nice thing, and got to go downtown, have breakfast with my son Jordan and his girlfriend. It was a lot of fun. And I got to visit this pro wrestling tees shop, but then it was closed. I was really bummed. But it was a fun time. And now I'm back to reality, and it's like, okay, well, now we got something to look forward to this week with another What If, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. And then the Bears lost too. I was very disappointed in that. But fantasy football is in effect, and so I'm the commissioner of my league, and I still hold the whole trophy, but I lost this weekend as well. And so, to recap, it could have been better, but it was good. It was a good weekend. All right, so let's dive into The Engineer. Now, The Engineer is like a really simple story. You're going to find this with, I think that's somewhat of maybe the gripe of Star Wars Resistance. It's maybe too light and it doesn't get too deep, but this one is pretty straightforward. Let's see, what does the official description? It says Kaz and Satnara investigate a distress signal and find a survivor of a first order attack, but is she really who she claims to be? If it's asking that question, you know that's not the answer. Or we know that she's somebody else. So Niku is trying to fix up the ship. The Colossus is in bad shape as always, and they during getting the system set up, they pick up a distress signal. Kaz is like, okay, let me investigate that. Maybe we can see what's going on, because it looks like she was also attacked by the First Order. So they go and find this ship, and it's derelict. But they find Nina on the ship, which is cool. She is, I don't know if she's I'm not sure what her species she is, but they find Nina, and they immediately bring her back to the ship. She said her ship was attacked by the First Order. They bring her back, and Kaz introduces to Doza and Jaeger, and she just starts fixing stuff. And so she gets herself introduced to Niku, and they hit it off, and she's going around and she is just fixing stuff on the classes, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I love Niku because he's so positive, and he really trusts people, and he just has a really good outlook on things. And so he is just going down the list, and it's clear that Nina has the skills to pay the bills and is just fixing everything. She's fixing stuff. During this process, though, the pirates who are still on the ship, she feels that the pirates are rerouting energy from the classes to her ship, or to their ship, I should say. And she kind of sets herself up to she doesn't like pirates at all. And she shares with Niku later that when she was younger, she was invaded by pirates, and then she was essentially like a slave. She got sold and all this kind of stuff. So it's not a good situation. And so she has a little beef with pirates. Pirates don't like her. And so they, it just becomes like a little rift. And then so what's going on there is that, what is her name again? Sinera is not so up and up on Nina, and she doesn't trust her. And so she gets Kaz involved and says, hey, let's kind of check this out and see what her story is. So they go back to her ship, and her ship, the first thing that kind of throws her off is that the ship log, the navigation log, is encrypted. And so it takes a little slicing, but they kind of find out that, she's working for the First Order. Cass feels really bad because she didn't believe her, and so now he's got to tell Niku, like, yo, this new best friend that you have is not who she thinks who you think she is. And so there we go into as Kaz kind of pulls Niku aside as they're doing stuff. When they come back from that conversation, Niku is split. They start chasing after her. She pulls a blaster and starts blasting them. Niku is devastated by this news. And comes to find out that, yes, she was a First Order operative. And she repaired so much stuff that it took all the power. And so some of the things, as far as communications, engines, shields, weapons, all those things were taken offline. So now the Colossus is just a big sitting duck. Not good. And so she informs the First Order of the coordinates, and guess who shows up but Commander Pry, and he's ready to execute. And so now Pry's there with his super duper Star Destroyer, and nothing's online. So now Niku goes to the command bridge and has Kaz go around and shut things off to get the power routed to the right things. Yeah, it's a whole thing, and they go through all this stuff. Again, Niku escapes, and she kind of goes past the First Order. They're like, thank you very much. Here's your payment. See you later. And now Kaz and Niku are doing their thing and trying to get everything kind of rerouted appropriately. They finally do. Blast a couple ties out of the air, and bada bing, bada boom, they hyperspace out. Pry is obviously furious. We've seen this before in Empire and all this kind of stuff where, the hyperspace drive is disabled, and look at, there you go. She's gone. So now Pry changes his tune about Nina and goes, okay, if we see the engineer again, we're gonna execute her. So they escape, which is great for the Colossus crew, but Niku is devastated. And there's a really cool line that Cass says to Niku, and really it boils down to Niku is mad that he trusts people, and why did that happen? And Cass says, don't change. That's not, that we love you, who you are and what you do. And I think that's kind of a really good statement, because again, it's, you should just be yourself. Yes, sometimes something like Niku, who is very trusting, you are going to get burnt every once in a while, but you shouldn't just change who you are because of those circumstances, So it was cool. Yeah, and then Niku, of course, says he is now Kaz is his bestest friend, but he also, his friends, he's very fond of a chair, he says, and Buggles is quite interesting, and he loves Bebo, and so yeah. And so Niku's all over the place. He just loves everybody, and Kaz enjoys Niku's company. But yeah, so now the Colossus is off. But it was, it's a very clean and tight story here for the engineer. And I think the takeaway is with this one is, again, be yourself. But you also have to be a little cautious of new people coming into your circles, and so might want, not that you have to do a background check, but you might have to see what's going on there. But there you have it. That is the engineer. Nothing too crazy there, but it was it was okay episode. It's just a fun little, I guess, episode. I wish it had a little bit more meat, but it was a lot of fun checking that out. So there you go. That is The Engineer from Star Wars Resistance, episode 5. You can find all our stuff on the socials. Big T, Little T podcast on the Instagram. BLILT podcast on Twitter. What else? Twitch.tv/Big T, Little T. Those are the main channels you can find us. We also have a YouTube channel. So just follow us everywhere. Like us, subscribe, click the bell, whatever. You get it. Hey, we got some stickers as well. So we want to hear from you. So if you've seen The Engineer, definitely let us know your thoughts on The Engineer. Also, you can comment or tweet or rate us on the Apple Podcast. And you take a screenshot, whatever, of that 5-star reading. We'll play it on the upcoming episode, and we want to send you stickers. Or if you have a Star Wars question, you can email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. That way we can get that email, and we can also read that on the upcoming episode and answer your question, and we would love to send a sticker right to your door. So yeah, that's all the ways you can get hold of us, and we'll be continuing our reviews of Star Wars Resistance Season 2. How do we end this? Okay, now remember, truly wonderful the mind of a child is, and may the Force be with you always. Bye. See you later. Bye, 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 bye. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys. I'm making up for some lost time.
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
The past has caught up with me.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
It's the most wonderful time.
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
You're a Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling.
Things have gotten more complicated.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the most wonderful time. Yes, the most wonderful.
This is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. Holy shit! There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
Oh, it's just some Christmas.